afternoon, well, actually good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the one and the only Boys Fantasy Network. Today we have a breaking news break for you guys. But first, before we get into that, cheers to me, cheers to you, all the boys and girls. What it do? Dilly dilly. Yee. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news to get to you guys. But first, make sure you guys head over to sportsbetmvp.ag. Head over to sportsmvp.ag. Promo code RUMMVP. Your very first bet over there is $25 risk-free. Your very first bet of $25 is risk-free. Head over to sportsbetmvp.ag. Promo code RUMMVP when you sign up. Again, that is RUMMVP. Alrighty. Also, head over for your daily fantasy sports needs, monkeyknifefight.com. Again, that is monkeyknifefight.com. Promo code RUMBOYS. We're matching deposits for all of our DFS players all the way up to $50. So go ahead, sign up for monkeyknifefight.com with promo code RUMBOYS in all caps. Alrighty, so ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into this piece that we're about to cover right here. This is going to be a Sportscaster exclusive that we're getting into. Running back Leonard Fournette was shown the exit signs after Jacksonville Jaguars had recently waived him. The front office reportedly couldn't find any trade partners to take on the third-year running back, and also they waived the fifth-year option on the running back as well. Jaguars coach Doug Marrone barred the reason for Fournette's release, according to ESPN, but we're finding out that it's possibly due to on-field production. We know that Marrone feels that with the running backs that they have in the backfield, what we found out at least within the last hour or so here at the Boys Fantasy Network, is that Marrone feels that with the talent they have in the backfield, that they'll be able to still pull off some wins. Now, a lot of analysts are saying that this is the clear-cut case that they're taking for Tua, right? I mean, you just get rid of Yannick Ngakoue, you send him up north to Minnesota, and now you just completely waive Leonard Fournette. All right. It sounds like, it looks like that the Jaguars are trying to tank for Lawrence, which is very, very interesting, because if I'm a sponsor or an endorser like Bud Light, who's endorsing Gardner Minshew, if you select the 101 overall in your fantasy drafts, yada yada yada, like I'm sitting back and I'm like, damn, like this is not going to work out very well from the marketing side of a product standpoint. If I'm Gardner Minshew, I'm sitting back like, fuck, what are we going to do now? It sounds like to me it's in Duval, it's gonna be the Minshew DJ Shark do show. It's just gonna be the Minshew Shark show, and that's just the way that it's going to work out in Jacksonville. I see this team probably playing from behind a lot, which is gonna force them to have to pass the ball a lot, which kind of, I would say, in a way, maybe kind of helps Minshew's stock a little bit. I mean, he's a QB2 for sure. All the Bud Light marketing schemes aside and everything like that. But Minshew definitely is a lock at a QB2 if you're in a super flex or a 2 QB type of style league. With Leonard Fournette, if you had already drafted Leonard Fournette, more than likely you either got him in the second or third round. Fat chance in hell you may have fallen to you in the fourth round, but maybe even so. You probably got him between the 2 and 4 rounds, depending on how your league mates feel. The Boys Fantasy Network, I have always big on fading Fournette. I've always gone on record and have called Fournette a fantasy football fade. All right, in other words, a guy that I'm just not drafting. I personally this year have no shares of Leonard Fournette, which I feel is a positive for me. Now, for you guys out there that are dealing with the cut and taking a little bit hard, you need to run out and you need to go and get Raquel Armstead or Chris Thompson. Now, with Jay Gruden being down there in Duval now, next to Marrone, I think that Thompson's going to be the back that they use a whole hell of a lot. Especially for your PPR leagues. I think that Thompson might be the guy that you want to lean towards and you want to go for. We know that from his time in Washington, that Jay Gruden was big on trying to get Chris Thompson touches and utilize him out of the backfield. I'd expect a lot of toss plays and pitch plays, a lot of counter plays going to Chris Thompson, and then more of your dives and your draws and things of that nature, stuff between the tackles, probably going to Armstead. So depending on your league, will depend on who you're trying to get in where. Chris Thompson, PPR formats for damn sure. And I think that Armstead might be more secure for you in those standard leagues. I could see them maybe utilizing him more so between the tackles versus Chris Thompson. Chris Thompson's just never really been a between the tackles type of guy. He's really always been a pass catching bat. But I mean, it's going to be super interesting how this Jacksonville backfield formulates and how they get utilized. Depending on how your league settings are, I am still saying right now at this given moment, it is okay for you to hang on to Leonard Fournette. Right now, I'm still saying that it's okay to hang on to him just because I do have a feeling that this kid's going to get picked up. Like, this guy's going to get picked up. He's played in the NFL for 3 seasons, and you're going to be getting a first-round guy. Now, how many games he's going to stay healthy for you, that is my biggest concern, is the health surrounding Leonard Fournette. But health aside, setting that aside, I say hang on to him, especially because of where you probably went and bought him. A team is for sure going to pick him up. Probably by the end of the week, a team is going to pick him up, put him through physical, hopefully passes the physical. And so long as he passes the physical, I can see this guy landing on a team. Now, the Twitterverse has been absolutely abuzz since about 7:30 this morning when this news came out. It's now almost 11 a.m. here in Colorado Springs as I record this piece. And everyone's asking, where is he going to land? Where is he going to land? I just posted on Instagram, asking you guys on the gram, where is he going to land? Make sure you express your thoughts over there on Instagram at Rumboys, spell with the ZNET. And I wouldn't be surprised. This seems like a very Belichickian thing. I know that Damian Harris has been getting the hot hand going in Patriots training camp. But I know that they have the UGA Bulldog, Sony Michel. But this seems just like a very Patriots thing to do, to be like, yeah, we won't trade for you, but we'll go and we'll pick you up. So I do think that the Patriots are probably picking up the phone, getting in touch with Fournette's agent. People are saying that Buffalo could be an option, just because things could be murky between Zach Moss and Devin Singletary. I don't know about Buffalo. I feel like if you're Buffalo, you're rolling with those two. You drafted Devin the Motor Singletary for a reason. Last year in the 2019 draft, who was a Rumboys rookie, who we interviewed. And then also, I mean, you got Zach Moss this year. So I feel like you got those guys for a reason, and you just got to kind of get them acclimated to the speed of the NFL and the speed of the game. Many people are mentioning my Washington football team, the Washington football team. I don't think that he ends up in Washington right now, just because there's so many. That running back room is so full. Like, because then you're talking about literally at that point, all right, we're releasing McKissick. We're probably releasing. You've already released guys. You're probably gonna maybe release Love because you have Antonio Gibson there. Or maybe, because Gibson can play that hybrid running back receiver role, maybe you utilize him kind of similar how to the CU Buffs in college utilize Laviska Shenault, or how he was utilized in college anyways, more so. So it's going to be interesting if Washington were to pick him up. Plus, you still got the Hall of Famer and Adrian Peterson there on the roster. It just does not make sense to me Leonard Fournette ending up in that muddled running back room. It just I don't foresee that. What if it were to happen? Only thing that I would ask from Fournette is, bro, be healthy. That's it. Just be healthy for us. Like, if you could be healthy, and you can fulfill 16 games, and your attitude is what really has to be on point. Because I think that's why Jacksonville was just like, we're really moving on past Fournette. Aside from contract and the 5th-year option, I think that it really had to do with a lot with his attitude. This guy has started fights on the field with Bill's Shaq Lawson before. I don't know if he's necessarily a locker room guy, and I think that it is a locker room problem as to why the Jags had to move past Fournette. And I don't know many teams that are going to probably bring in a locker room problem with the way that things are right now. It's definitely going to be interesting. I haven't heard very good things surrounding Leonard Fournette's personality. So I'm interested to see how that plays out as well. And if we start hearing reports in regards to his personality, how he interviews with teams, how him and his agent interact when teams call, how he answers the phone. Those are a lot of things that I'm super interested. Also, like, is this guy going to be able to humble himself to maybe even possibly end up on a lesser caliber team, a team that maybe not coming into this year is expected to do much? If he's going to be able to humble himself to possibly end up in a contract situation with an organization like that. Fournette, where he's going to land, super murky. Let's say the Kansas City Chiefs were to give him a ring. That would be hilarious. See what I did there? See what I did, Clyde Edwards? Hilarious. Leonard Fournette coming in. Boom, boom. Yeah. Anyways, now that corny joke is over with. I think where he lands is pretty murky. Teams are gonna need a running back. I don't think that he's unemployed for very long. I think that a team definitely does pick him up, and it is going to be a team that culturally takes gambles on possible locker room divas, and maybe try and help Leonard Fournette that way and see if they can give him an attitude adjustment that way. It's definitely going to be a team that's going to take no shit from Fournette. So all that fighting loss and stuff, I don't see. That's another reason why I don't see him going to Buffalo. Is like, that defense, that locker room does not like you, bro. Like, that locker room does not like you. So I have some issues with the Buffalo predictions, but I do feel like it's a very Patriots thing to do for them to go out and get Leonard Fournette. Fantasy implications, once again, guys. Raquel Armstead, Chris Thompson, those are the guys that you're going after. I'm leaning Chris Thompson in PPR formats, but he's never really been a back to like burst on the scene and really take over a backfield for you. So even that I worry about. Armstead leaning towards in standard leagues, but I do think that even in PPR formats, he could be boom or bust for you depending on the week, depending on the defense that they face. If you have the room on your roster and you're willing to be daring enough and bold enough, you can even maybe, move 2 guys from your bench. Like, if you got some unnecessary guys on your bench, and you can maybe even try and stash both of these running backs. I'm pretty sure likely, though, one of your other league mates, you're only going to end up with one, either Armstead or Thompson, and one of your other league mates are going to swoop in and pick them up. Be careful on what you're releasing in order to go in order to go and acquire one of Jacksonville's new starting running backs, because one of those guys will be the starting guy, and one of those guys will emerge to get majority of the touches. I don't see it being a 50-50 timeshare. One will get more carries than the other. One will see more targets than the other. And one is going to be clearly more effective than the other in this Jacksonville system. Just really try and hope for the best one. Everything is telling me that a lot of people are saying that Armstead's going to be the one. because it's Jay Gruden down there, I'm thinking that it's going to be Chris Thompson. I'm feeling like it's Chris Thompson. That's a big piece that's driving me towards telling people to go and get Chris Thompson. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hell, I was right about Fournette, though. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. But yeah, I mean, the fantasy implications around this because of how high value you went to go get him. You can't win. You're not going to win your league in the second round if you did go and get him in the second round. But you could damn sure lose it this early in the second round, not having a guy like this, a high value pick like this play. It's definitely going to depend on how the rest of the team that you drafted is going to pan out. It's unfortunate for those Leonard Fournette owners. I was the guy that had Fournette for a little while, his rookie year, and had to play the song and dance of trying to replace him. So I, in a way, kind of know what you're going through. But this is why he's been a fantasy fade, and he's been a fantasy fade of mine for a hot minute. Injuries worry me. A lot worries me. You are likely going to be packaging him up in a trade anyways. See if you can maybe get someone to buy in on the hype, and maybe you can trade him away because someone in your league knows that, oh shit, like I can get Fournette real quick. Maybe I give up, these pieces, but I know that he's going to land on a team and he's going to produce, and he's probably going to land in a better situation. I mean, his situation honestly can only really get up from here unless he goes like fucking Cincinnati or something, right? Where it's like, okay, now you're splitting timeshares with Joe Mixon. They got two that would give that roster 2 RB1s like that. That would just get crazy, But I think that a situation can only get up from here. I think that he can only go to a better team from here. Hang on to him if you got him. Plan to replace him if need be. Plan for the worst if you have to move on without him if he does not get picked up by a team. He's definitely trade bait right now. You can probably sell him and get some pretty good pieces right now. So just look through. If you have shares of Leonard Fournette, your options are keep him or try and trade him away right now. And definitely, if you are going to keep him, no matter what, either way, make sure that you go and you get one of the other pieces from this backfield off the waiver wire. Other than that, Fournette, sorry that you were a fantasy fade for so long here on the Run Boys Fantasy Network. I wish nothing but the best for you and your career moving forward in the future. For fantasy owners that are hurt by this move, I know how that can feel. I know how that could be. I was a Le'Veon Bell holdout victim once, so I completely understand. But I hope that your fantasy season works out well for you guys. Stay tuned in to the Run Boys Fantasy Network. Follow us, like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, Sportscaster, Twitter, Instagram, our Facebook page, all that good stuff. NFL Rum Zone is going to be back. We're just about 2 weeks away from NFL Rum Zone. So 7 hours of commercial-free is right around. Commercial-free football action is right around the corner here on the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. So mark your calendars. Hit the notification bell so that you can be notified for that, football fans. And aside from that, I appreciate you guys for tuning in to today's breaking news piece, today's Rum Boys news break. And as we like to do here on this channel whenever we sign out, cheers to me. Hang on really quick. Let me just... Whoop. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. And all the Rum Boys and girls, what it do. Dilly dilly. Play my outro.